Carl Morosky is a licensed electrician and tradesman with more than 20 years of experience in the construction industry. He has more than 200,000 followers online as the industry faces a major labor shortage and has been featured by outlets like Homes.com, Realtor.com, and Tom's Guide. We say good morning to Carl Morosky. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good to have you on. And please, I'm going to say in advance, excuse us because in about 5 minutes we got to cut to the rat, Puxatawny Phil. He's going to be live in Pennsylvania, but we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you all morning about this. So you've seen changes when it comes to hiring and leadership on job sites, and that's fascinating. So what have you seen going on in the industry in the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in in the construction industry for about 20 plus years, and it used to be a situation where as your body would wear down, a lot of guys would get into management. So they would get out of the field and they would become a supervisor or they become a project manager. And now there's sort of a gate that exists between the leadership and the field. And it's causing a bit of a rift, an us versus them mentality, and a point where a lot of tradesmen like myself who are getting into their 40s and 50s are looking at maybe my body is starting to kind of wear down and what's the next step. And unfortunately that next step seems to be disappearing.
Yeah. So is it they're bringing in kids and stuff from college, right, who have book experience, but they don't have practical experience? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's what's happening, and I don't blame them. To be honest with you, it's a cleaner path. It's easy to get them involved in your culture. To get it's a bar of entry, and so I could see why companies do it. It's a predictable stream, but that tends to be a requirement now rather than just something that is maybe preferred or an option. And so again, a lot of people who maybe have the merit because they have the field experience are being left behind and saying, whoa, 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 what about me? I have all of these things that I've learned over the years that could be a real asset. And they're not able to share those or just share those years of wisdom.
This is just the opposite of where the rest of society is going, where they're now telling kids, don't go to college, go to a trade, right? So you can come out without debt and you could get right into a business. So now we're telling kids to do just the opposite, but you're saying that this is sort of lagging behind where they're still asking for college, which is silly because I mean, college today, with all due respect to kids who just got out, college today is what high school was 20 years ago. They really are not teaching so much advanced stuff that it would merit taking somebody with like you with 20 years experience and saying, we're going to take the kid from college. Doesn't seem to make sense.
Right. I agree.
Oh,
And you know what? The COO of my company that I worked for, he came all the way
uh-huh.
up from the field as a laborer and into management and became, the top dog as far as operations were concerned. And I think that his experience was what allowed him to do that so well. And I'm surprised that it's become a requirement.
So what's the impact like on morale?
It's not good. Again, it creates an us versus them mentality, an idea that they truly don't know what we go through. If you're going to tell someone, you could understand what it's like when you have to deal with critical path, but unless you've lived it and lived the different weather and all that stuff, you really don't truly understand it. So you have to walk in those shoes, and I think it should be a prerequisite for anybody even coming into the to management from college that you work a little bit in the field to understand it.
Mhm. I think 100%. And that's true. I think of any career, but especially in a trade like yours, electrical work, you can't just dabble. It could cost people their lives. We need to get a website for more information, Carl.
I have an article that I wrote on karlmorawski.com if you want to look a little bit more into it. I offer some solutions there and
Yes.
just my thoughts.
All right, Carl Morosky. It's spelled Murawski, licensed electrician and tradesman. Carl Morosky. We appreciate all you do, the real deal. And it's sad that meritocracy has been pushed aside for people's politics in many cases. And great concepts. It looks good on paper, but not necessarily in the real life. We appreciate you and thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.